Hello you beautiful lot, welcome to today's episode of Purple Vision. Now I'm here in wonderful Corby. Had a lot of bad reputation and bad publicity recently because of Toxic Town, a Netflix series that explains about a lot of toxic material waste that was taken from the old furnaces and kind of was dumped elsewhere so then they could develop the rest of Corby. It's pretty bad. So I came over and I did a beautiful video showing Gretton and my walk out there from Corby, because that really is some of the best parts of Corby that I know. In fact, it's some of the best part of Northamptonshire that I know. On my walk back, I took some photographs, and one of the photographs was in the Gretton Brook. It looked really bad. It looked polluted as anything. I did write off a report to the Environmental Health Agency and I never got anything back, but that's whatever. So that was the end of February. Now coming into, what are we now, May? Yeah. Like that now. And a few days ago I was given a phone call with a local's concerns about the Gretton Brook. So me and Ryan 3 days ago decided to go out and meet this chap, and this chap took us on a bit of a grand tour. Before I show you that, when I came here in March, I actually went to the back of the works, and there's like a little bit of a gas flue and a water tower. I tried to get into this land and I couldn't get in there for the life of me, and I'm so glad I didn't. I managed to get the drone up in there and having a look at the ground. There's like these big plastic containers, and all around it is a lot of toxic soil, and it's black. And look at some of the puddles, they look more colourful than a blooming LBGT rainbow. So when I got the drone looking on these kind of big plastic containers, you can actually see there's some nitrile gloves there, and then you see the lids. So whoever's done that, you need to go get yourself checked, mate, because you've been handling toxic waste and them gloves don't look sufficient really. So anyway, that's the toxic waste that's still there, unmanaged, that they need to find somewhere to put before they can develop it. That little bit of land used to be a tipping stage. So for the crucibles, that used to hold all the ironstone and all the materials, and when they melted that, you ended up with a byproduct, and that needed to be dumped. And this concrete staging area where all the toxic stuff is, that's where they used to tip the stuff down, put it into lorries, drag it off elsewhere. Slag heaps they're called. So right, back to our Gretton Brook Road. So I asked the guy about this road to nowhere. Developers have kind of made this road up to Deene with this new build housing estate, and then kind of comes down in front of Rockingham Speedway to a roundabout that again leads to nowhere. So at Rockingham Speedway, I managed to get my drone up again, because in the field next to it you can see these massive square pits that actually are the toxic waste dumps. Apparently there's big storage tanks in the ground, and all the extra toxic bad stuff went in these tanks and sealed up forever. Let nature kind of do with. So once they had done all of that, they then decided to concrete over the lot and build Rockingham Speedway and the gasworks. Both of them buildings have suffered heavy subsidence. I think on the Rockingham Speedway it's dropped in one corner by 5 to 10 metres. I mean, that's a big difference there. That's a lot. So therefore the Speedway's been shut for a very long time. Now the gasworks has suffered the same problem, where they haven't let the ground settle, and the gasworks has subsided. So therefore planning permission for that one will soon go through for demolition. I think at the minute it's only used as a backup, and just in case something else goes wrong. So if the land's all subsiding, that means that the water table underneath is kind of moving a little bit, which leads us to the big problem. Corby Toxic Town ain't over yet, and that Gretton Brook is looking bad. So going back to our little tour where we're going through all the housing estate, We've now hit Gretton Brook Road, and you have a look. We'll drive down this whole bit. I'll ask you if you notice something wrong. Did you notice it? Yeah, you're right. The left-hand side of the road, all the trees are in a real bad way compared to the right-hand side. I mean, you see how green and beautiful that stuff is. Oh, this is all being demolished. They're building something at the back. Goodbye, Corby Steelworks. At least Tata has still got their bit, but I think they're going to move away at some point. No filming on there. So, right, so up at Gretton Brook Road, we got out the car and I had to go and have a look for myself under these unalived trees that look really bad. I mean, we haven't had a lot of rain. It had rain the other night when I walked here, but when I actually filmed these puddles, there weren't rain for a very long time. And you look at these puddles, they absolutely stink. It's real bad. And that water tends to kind of creep all across the road, and it tries to get down into the Gretton Brook, but it can't, because the bit that's been dug, well, the little channel to let it leak into the river hasn't been maintained in a very long time, so much so that the land goes up. Water can't go up like that, I'm afraid, so that needs sorting. Environmental Health Agency have been down and they have done their own tests along with the traveller site people. They've also done a test and it's come back heavy metals. That's bad. So I thought that's bad enough, but no, it continued on. So we drove up to where the gasworks were and got out the car and just had a look in the culverts down below. I mean, it looks pretty clear, to be fair. It's all right. I mean, this culvert is the one that's coming from the other traveller site, and the travellers got blamed for the pollution. So I look over the other side and there's all this detergent looking water sitting in the gully in between the culverts. which really ain't good. But you know, when the guy who was giving me a tour, I showed him it and he went, oh, well, that's different. And he weren't wrong. He sent me through a few pictures. Lord knows what this is. Lord knows. So, but speaking of detergent, if we just go back a little bit along the road, I actually got out because there's a balancing pond on the side of Rockingham Speedway. Oh yeah, oh yeah, look at it. Can I film that a second? Right. Just a second. Oh, it's all down here. Oh wow.
Can you see the sandbags to your left?
Yeah, I can, yeah. Jeez, look. Look at this, look.
Can you see the industrial unit on the top of the bank?
Yeah, a couple of vans, yeah.
And there's a workshop behind that. That's where they clean the vans off.
Oh, okay, so, look, Rockingham Speedway, they look after cars. They maintain them and then sell them for auction, but they also clean them. So, suspicions are, they're cleaning the cars, that water's going into the soakaways, that's then going into the balancing pond, going across the road and creating a bit of a slippery film that has caused so many accidents in the last 3 years. And there's photos been taken of every single one. Bad. I've never known such a problematic brook. But there's two there, did you know? Two brooks. There's the Willow Brook and the Gretton Brook. Now the Willow Brook, when you come back out onto the main road, I think it's like Phoenix Way, it goes all the way round. On the opposite side, you've got Willow Brook. And then on the plantation side of things, you've got the Gretton Brook. So, have I got an Anglian water technician out there that can actually send me through maps of the culverts and which ways all the pipelines go? So I jumped back in this guy's car and we went up to where Corby Tip used to be. there's a couple of balancing ponds, and one of these balancing ponds, apparently it filled up that much that it flooded the business next door. So they've had to get in there and dig a bit of a channel out so the water can drain properly. But this is water that's coming off the tip. It's natural groundwater that's just coming up out of the ground, pushing everything aside, which I think is going to cause some really big problems later on down the line. Don't you? There is another one, in fact, that's up by the tip, and when I look at the red stuff that was in the water, and then I realise there's a potato crisp making factory very close to where that is, they're all suspect. It's a big shout out to Tracy, the lady that went through so much stuff with the old council. Now, I would like to state, times are a bit different these days. That whole elusive covering up and whatever, that may not be the case now, but what we do have is a problematic council from before doing things in a certain way that wouldn't benefit us in the future, and this might be one of them. Cracks will start to appear from everything that they done, and is Gretton Brook Road one of those? I'll keep you all updated as and when I know. I do hear that Netflix want to get involved with the investigation. Environmental health agencies say they haven't got the money to investigate it, so I think Netflix are gonna fork out for it. I've done this video off the top of my head of what I remember doing the thing. There may be a couple of mistakes, but I hope you legends can put down in the bottom if there's any more little goings on that need to be talked about. I mean, I want to paint the town in a good light. I don't want to be doing videos like this because no one's listening to the locals. But if you've got a story that needs to come out and needs to be heard, get hold of me, man. Whatever. We can stop it being toxic if we stop these things from happening pretty quick. You're getting in people's way again, Ryan. Yeah. Better leave the video there then, haven't we? Leave your comments down below and I will keep you updated on everything that we find here, because this investigation's going to blow up, and if it gets any big, I'm pretty sure you probably get Netflix season 2 coming out on it. So. You notice these are the old workers' houses, look. And in the film, in the actual series, it showed these lorries filled with all the sludge going along main roads like this. And talking with a local, they said that to get to Willowbrook Springs up there, they had to literally follow the main roads. They couldn't go through the site, they had to go around all the housing. A little bit like that. So yeah, that's what I know so far. Toxic town ain't over yet. Just stay positive. Hopefully we can catch this before it causes any more havoc or grief or health implications. Hit that, if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you lot of legends for another episode of Purple Vision very soon. Thanks for joining me, Ryan.
No.
What a legend.